All right, now we're going to go the other way around. So going from fractions to percentages, because sometimes it's nice to represent a fraction as a percent. I bring sports up a lot, but if you have a quarterback that throws for 12 out of 25 completion, or completes 12 out of 25 of his passes, I should say, what's his completion percentage? That's a stat that you might hear. So sometimes it's just better to have percentages, and what you're given is fractions, so how do you get to percentages? So the question you want to ask yourself is, what do I multiply the denominator by to get 100? So in this example here, 1 over 5. 5 is my denominator. What would I multiply 5 by to get 100? Well, that would be 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to multiply both the denominator and the numerator by 20. And what that's going to give us is 20 over 100. And we know that percentages, the word percent just means for each 100. And here I got 20 for each 100, which is just 20%. Right? Same thing for 14 over 20. When I ask myself, what do I multiply 20, because that's the denominator, what do I multiply 20 by to get 100? And that's going to be 5. That's just kind of reverse of what we had up here. And so I'm going to multiply that by the numerator as well. And I will get 100 down in the denominator now. 5 times 14 is going to be 70. And again, this is 70 for each 100. We could read that fraction like that, which is just another way of saying 70%. Another thing you can do to make your life a little bit easier is, if the fraction you're starting off with already can be simplified, just go ahead and do that first. So I can reduce 14 over 20. I can divide both 14 and 20 by 2. So that'll give me 7 over 10. And then now I'll ask that question again. What would I multiply 10 by to get 100? And that's going to be 10. So multiply the numerator by 10 as well. And I will get, again, 70 over 100, which is 70%. So if you see an opportunity to simplify your fractions first, I like to do that, get it out of the way, so that way you're working with smaller numbers. Let's look at 1/3 real quick before we do some examples. So if I thought about this the way that we have just explained it, so I'm going to multiply 3 by some number to give me 100. Well, there is no number multiplied by 3 that will give me a nice even 100. The closest number is going to be 33. So if I do that on the top and bottom, I'll get 33 out of 99. So you might think, okay, well, that, I guess, has got to be close to about 33%, since 99 is almost 100. This is almost 33 for each 100, or 33%. In the next video, I'll go over some fractions like 1/3, where it's already simplified, and you can't quite get your denominator to equal 100 without multiplying it by some sort of decimal number. So we'll go over that in the next video. All right, 1/2 first. So that's already simplified. What number times 2 is going to give me 100? Well, that's going to be 50. So I'll multiply the top and bottom number by 50. That's going to give me 50 out of 100, or 50%. 19 out of 100, that's already done for us. We have 19 for each 100, which is going to be 19%. 3/4, 3 out of 4. What times 4 is going to give us 100? Well, that's going to be 25. So I'll multiply both the numerator and denominator by 25. That's going to give us 75 out of 100. 75 for each 100 is going to be 75%. All right, 30 out of 50. So I'm going to ask myself what number times 50, the denominator, is going to give us 100. And that's going to be 2. So I'll multiply the top and bottom by 2. That's going to give us 60 out of 100. 60 for each 100 is just 60%. All right, 27 out of 30. What number times 30 is going to give us 100? And there is no nice whole number that when we multiply by 30, we're going to get a nice an even 100. So instead of doing that, let's simplify this fraction first. So I can divide both the top and bottom by 3, and that's going to give us 9 out of 10. And so now I'm going to ask that question again. What number times the denominator? What number times 10 is going to give us 100? And that's going to be 10. So I'll multiply both the numerator and denominator by 10, get 90 over 100, which is going to be 90%. All right, 4/5. Let's see, 4/5. So I'm going to multiply the bottom number by 20, because that's going to give us 100. And I'll do it to the numerator as well. Keep things consistent. That's going to give us 80 out of 100. 80 for each 100 is another way to say that, which is just going to be 80%. All right, 3/20, or 3 out of 20. One number times 20 is 100. Well, that's 5. So I'll do it to the top and bottom. That's going to give us 15 out of 100. 15 for each 100 is 15%. And 41 out of 50. 50 times 2 is 100, so I'll multiply the numerator by that as well. That's going to give us 82 out of 100, or 82%.